Good morning, and welcome to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. Today is March 30th, and our reading is The Road Not Taken. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And that's from Robert Frost from his poem of the same title. The courage to choose your own path is not the easier, softer way. There's more to life than a big house and a new car every year, and the real question is if you're nice to your cat. Once again, happy birthday, bud. We're not going to name names or anything else, but you know who you are. And just know that we are grateful every day for having you in our lives. Every time we hear that you're returning from overseas, it fills us with joy, and we just can hardly contain it. Every once in a while, we hear about some 4-year-old Chinese violin virtuosos who have put on a show at Carnegie Hall, and everybody says, ain't that grand? But what we really want to know is whether or not they're nice to their cats. And that's an inside joke that we have shared for many, many years. The way that you choose to live your life is proof positive that you know the difference between virtuosity and virtue. And we love you to bits and wish you many happy returns. So, now back to the easier, softer way. It only appears to be easier and softer. Going along to get along, following the crowd, doing what everybody else does. At least you've got some cover. It's unlikely that people will pick you out if you're just going with the mob and acting the way everybody else is acting. Maybe they won't notice you. But we don't think that gets you off the hook. Volitional comic, K-A-M-M-I-C, not with an O. Volitional comic formation is if you look over your shoulder before you do it, it was wrong, you knew it was wrong, you did it anyway, you got to pay the price. Nothing personal, but comma means event, and when we talk about comic debt, we talk about the consequences of the actions that we take in our life. And there are always consequences, good, bad, or indifferent. And we can rail against it, and we can say, oh, that's not fair, or I didn't understand, or everybody else was doing it, or I was only following orders, or whatever it is. But that's all just a bunch of claptrap. Having the courage to take a different path, to make your own way, that's really something. And that's, if we were to bequeath anything to our children, it would be the courage to do that. Have the courage of your convictions. There really is a difference between a weather vane and a moral compass. Follow your moral compass. If you're doing right by your God and your stars, you're not going to go far wrong. On the other hand, if you're trying to people please and suck up to the people around you and impress people and put on a show, put on a display, man, you're begging for trouble. The noble ones told us to taste the cake and make our own decisions. We're completely down with that. So happy trails to you until we meet again.